Times are way
Okay,
off.
we are ready to start.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Alex Johnson. I am president of the Plano West Rotary Club, and welcome to our meeting today. We have a very special meeting, and we have a different format, so everybody just be prepared. And so we won't be doing brags today. So all our guests, I apologize, we won't be introducing, but we are going to quickly move into our prayers. Does everybody see Let Us Pray? Perfect. So I want to ask Joy if you could lead us in prayer.
Thank you, Alex. If we'll all bow our heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day and thank you for all the wonderful blessings in our life. Please watch over these students today as they provide their speeches. Be with each of us in everything that we do and in our efforts to serve our community well. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Joy. Now I'd like to ask Lisa to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Take it away, Lisa.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to kick off the meeting now. We're going to start off with everybody knows what I consider, the best part about our club in the meeting. We are going to vote and induct 2 members. And so what we're going to do, everybody who's a member only take part in the poll. If you're not a member, and that includes Antonio and Tristan, don't vote. So we're going to use the Zoom poll capability of voting for both of them. So all members, pay attention and go ahead and vote quickly. There should be some more voters. All right. Excellent. And it was unanimous for both of you. Congratulations. Okay, now I know Antonio has seen this before. Tristan, this will be the first that you've seen this. So with that said, this point, I'm going to induct each of you into Rotary International. And those that have heard me say this before, this is a very important and solemn induction because Rotary is for life. And so this happens for you now. So right now I'm speaking to Antonio. I'm ignoring everybody else and I am speaking to you and you alone. So Antonio Harris, you have been proposed for membership and the club has elected you. Therefore, it is my pleasure to induct you into the Rotary Club of Plano West. I understand that you're aware of Rotary requirements and will follow them. You have offered your services to assist your fellow Rotarians in their community and international projects. As you know, Rotary is a service club, each member performing what Rotary terms as service above self. Besides service, you will have the benefit of powerful bonds of friendship with fellow Rotarians locally and worldwide. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the 4-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. When you travel, you will have the special opportunity to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another rewarding benefit of your membership. And now, by the power vested in me as president of the Rotary Club of Plano West, I am pinning this pin virtually on you. It's a Rotary emblem, and it represents Rotary International. And I declare you to be an active member of this Rotary Club. Welcome to Rotary. We all look forward to the enrichment of our lives and your own by the association in the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization, Rotary International. Woo! Welcome, Antonio.
Thanks for the pin, Alex.
Is that-
Appreciate the pin.
And we look forward to getting to know you. You have been involved in Rotary for about 3 years because of your activity in Interact and RILA when you were in high school, and now you are actually a real Rotarian, and we look forward for your participation. Tristan.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to meet y'all.
Yes. Tristan, I am talking to you now. This is your induction. You have been voted by the club, and I'm really eager to bring you into the family as well. So Tristan McKinney, you have been proposed for membership, and the club has elected you. Therefore, it is my pleasure to induct you to the Rotary Club of Plano West. I understand that you are aware of Rotary requirements and will follow them. You have offered your services to assist your fellow Rotarians in their community and international projects. As you know, Rotary is a service club, each member performing what Rotary terms as service above self. Besides service, you will have the benefit of powerful bonds of friendship with fellow Rotarians locally and worldwide. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the four-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. When you travel, you have the special opportunity to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another rewarding benefit of your membership. And now, by the power vested in me as president of the Rotary Club of Plano West, I pin this Rotary emblem on you and declare you to be an active member of this Rotary Club. Welcome to Rotary. We all look forward to the enrichment of our lives and your own by your own association in the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization, Rotary International.
Thank you, Alex.
So Tristan, he was encouraged to join Rotary by his grandmother, which is pretty awesome. I'd like to, both Antonio and Tristan, is there anything you'd like to say to the club? I will say that Roxana, who's our membership chair, she's been reaching out to you. Her and her team are going to provide your new member kits, your Rotary pin, and everything this afternoon or this evening. But before we move on to the meeting, Antonio, is there anything you'd like to say to the club?
Yeah, I just can't wait to meet you guys in person whenever COVID's over and just participate in service events once more opportunities open up.
And we look forward to your participation and leadership as well. Tristan, how about you?
Just thank you for inducting me, and I look forward to meeting all of you and getting to know everybody once COVID's over and we can all be together again.
I will let everybody know Tristan has another last name, so you might get emails from him with his other name. You want to tell everybody what your full name is, Tristan?
Yeah, so if you get an email from me, it'll either be Tristan McKinney or it'll come through as Tristan Pinedo, because my full last name is Tristan McKinney Pinedo.
So very cool. Well, you guys, thank you very much for being a part of our family and serving with us. So what I want to do now is quickly go through club business, because we have a number of guests and from both Plano ISD and our Toastmaster judges, as well as our regular guests. But let me just go through our club business here. So I'm going to go through it quickly, because we have more important things to talk about. So first, I want everybody to continue to welcome Evan and Bruce. We will be voting and inducting them next week, because they actually turned in their applications last week. So I think everybody had that information. I want people to consider taking part in district assembly, and it is annual leadership training that everybody is invited. It's going to be via Zoom on April 10th. You should have gotten an email from it. It's free. So definitely go. It's really good training. I've been through it before and I'm going to do it again. Also, we have the district conference, which is on April 23rd and 24th. It is really a celebration of the Rotary year. And there is a live version, and then there is a virtual version via Zoom. I will be participating on the virtual version. There is a cost. You've also received information on it. When you register pay, and then afterwards we reimburse. So I encourage you to take part in whatever type of conference you want to participate in. Now, I will say we had of the 56 members in our club, 30 of them responded to the survey about our future meetings. We will email those. We don't have enough time to go through in our meeting, but we can just say that overwhelmingly, the tune of, I think 86% club members said they want to remain virtual until the CDC recommends changes, or their situation doesn't really give them the ability of meeting live anyway. So the will of the club is very clear, but I will send out the results to everybody via email. I want to congratulate Glenn on running our Clean Up Plano initiative this weekend. Basically, he's shaking his head because the city really ran it. We just gathered the volunteers. I think we had about 17 volunteers showed up. I think the city had a total of 60 to clean up Oak Point Park, which was really dirty. And so we will also be helping the city next month for the Great American Cleanup, and they need hundreds and hundreds of people. So I encourage people to sign up for that. But also, I want to congratulate Jenny for coordinating the All Plano four-way test speech contest on Saturday via Zoom. And we had, I believe, 12 students participate, and we partnered with the Rotary Club of Plano Sunrise, Plano East, and Plano Metro. From that, we each are moving 3 competitors to compete for our individual club, and ours is today. And so you will be introduced to those competitors in a few minutes. I also want to talk about our upcoming projects. This afternoon, Catherine is leading a group of volunteers to help out at Armstrong Middle School in their drive-through, working with James. Is James on, or did he leave? Obviously, James is on the school side, but those two are basically running that. So that, I think we capped that out. We got all our volunteers for that a couple weeks ago. So we're going to be doing the same thing with Armstrong next week, so next month. So sign up. We also are having another cleanup event to save the environment. This one, Glenn truly runs. This is our Adopt a Highway for Avenue K. I think there's a couple spots left. So if you want to help clean up the trash on Avenue K, which accumulates. I remember one day when I cleaned it on Saturday, we drove by on Sunday, and there was more trash there. It's just amazing how people don't want to keep things clean. That's why we are leaders of cleaning up Plano and saving the environment. Also, we have our cards for nursing homes. If you want to help people in nursing homes, send them a card, send them a note. You could go on our website and sign up for that one. Carolyn and Sam Yam are running it. And then we have our new initiative is Catherine has agreed to head up the Homelessness Global Grant Team. Now, what this is really doing, this group is going to use the community assessment that LaShawn put together using all the information from the Homeless Coalition in the city to identify projects, multiple projects in the area of Plano homelessness. And so they're not gonna, this team isn't gonna do the projects, they're gonna identify potential projects, big, small, expensive, cheap, easy to do, complex to do, and then prioritize them. So then we'll put together individual teams to actually implement the projects. So if you want to be a part of that team, it's basically brainstorming using the assessment and other knowledge. Please contact Catherine, and she's going to help participate. I know Joy is going to have somebody on her staff because they got a $500,000 grant in the area of homelessness. So they have a vested interest. I know James Thomas, that's one of his responsibilities is the homeless for the Plano School District. He's going to be involved. I've actually, I know LaShawn probably knows this, the city of Plano has a homeless team, and Rotarian Greg Russian is kind of oversees it. And so they're also going to be a part of helping us identify potential projects for our Rotary Club in the area of homelessness. So this is the initial step. And hopefully we'll find some high quality projects. Not hopefully, I know we will. So please contact Catherine on that. So with that, now we are going to go to the best part of the meeting. So I'm going to shut up, turn this over to Zane Carlson, who is going to take over the rest of the meeting and run our virtual four-way test speech contest for Plano West Rotary. Take it away, Zane.
Awesome, and we are a little ahead of time. So first thing I want to ask all the judges to make sure that they have the ballot ready to complete. Can I have confirmation from everyone?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. One more.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it.
Perfect. Okay, so our first competitor is going to be Julia. So let me share my screen. I have a timer. You will have 7 minutes with a 15-second grace period. Julia, whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer.
Awesome, thank you. In 2008, I ran for president. I walked the walk, talked the talk, campaigned the campaign, and in January, I was inaugurated as the first female president of my elementary school's Pokemon Club. It was no surprise. After all, I was the only person voting. The public had some doubts about my presidency. Would enough people join the club? Would the Pokemon battles be fair? Are juice boxes provided? I'm happy to say that I delivered on all of my campaign promises. I got all the boys in my class to join. I personally refereed every Pokemon match. I brought juice boxes and Oreos. Double stuff, of course. I was a pretty good president, but 6 months into my term, I was impeached. Why? Because the boys told me they didn't feel comfortable being led by a girl. I gave you guys Oreos, double stuff. That's the most bro thing I've ever done. Despite my efforts to lead, I realized the reason they wouldn't accept me goes beyond our Pokemon Club. The US population is about 50.8% female. Less than 7% of Fortune 500 CEOs are women. When half the population is represented by less than 7% of our leadership, we miss out on diverse perspectives that impact our everyday lives. So today, let's explore female leadership through Rotary's four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair? Is it beneficial to all concerned? And will it bring goodwill and better friendships? First, is it true that we lack women in leadership? And is it unfair? The answer is yes. The patriarchy in our leadership is unfair to women. In fact, we can see this in our definition of leadership, a definition pervaded with masculinity. Think about some qualities of an ideal leader. Confident, assertive, and decisive come to mind. When a woman exhibits these characteristics, the terms are adjusted to aggressive, bossy, and irrational, with a 2016 Stanford study finding that the phrase too aggressive appeared 3 times as often in women's performance reviews. We saw this with Vice President Kamala Harris during the 2020 vice presidential debate. Comments were more focused on Harris's behavior rather than her content, with former Fox News host Megyn Kelly even tweeting, "Take it like a woman. Don't make faces." Author of Beyond the Double Bind, Kathleen Jamieson, argues that women like Harris must do 2 things: act within the female stereotype and transcend them. Be tough, but not too tough. Confident, but not too confident. The problem is what constitutes rude and aggressive is different between men and women. Female leaders find little latitude in how they can act without eliciting criticism. Ultimately, female leadership is an oxymoron. Next, is our lack of women in leadership beneficial to all concerned? The answer is no. If we continue to perpetrate our gendered world, we will fail to reap the benefits of equality in leadership. When our leadership consists of homogeneous representation, we encourage the idea that masculinity is more valuable than femininity. And given that a 2019 Journal of Research on Adolescence study found that 24% of adolescents have a non-traditional sexual orientation or gender identity, we need to teach people to embrace both the masculine and the feminine. And it starts by seeing it. and the toys kids play with, the characters we watch on the screen, and those who represent us in leadership. We don't just need women. We need feminine figures that come from diverse socioeconomic and cultural backgrounds. But if we aren't given a chance to speak up in the conversation, we aren't just losing representation, we're destroying aspirations. After the Pokemon incident, I questioned my ability to lead because of my gender. While it was the first time, it wouldn't be the last. Third grade gym class, I was excluded from dodgeball. Middle school coding camp, I sat alone in a room full of boys. This past summer, my sentence to presidency for a nonprofit was questioned. What credentials do you have that lets you deserve your president title? This question was asked by adult men who knew I'd served as vice president for the past 2 years, who watched as I constantly fulfilled the responsibilities our male president neglected. Clearly, our lack of women in leadership is not beneficial to all concerned, regardless of gender. The final question we will answer today is if female leadership will bring goodwill and better friendships. The answer is a profound yes, and we can take action to achieve equality in leadership. First, spend time with women. A 2018 University of Buffalo study found that the gender gap was strongest during the first 20 minutes people were together, but weakened after more than one interaction. The time we spend with our peers is an important factor in determining who emerges as a leader. Take the time to get to know women. Grab lunch, play some golf, invite her to your next Pokemon battle. You'll realize how much potential these women have. Second, start young. Prior to Senator Elizabeth Warren dropping out of the presidential race, she paid homage to all the young girls she met on the campaign trail. She'd pinky promise each girl and say, "I'm running for president," because that's what girls do. You may not agree with all the beliefs of female leaders today, but you cannot doubt the role that women, such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Amy Coney Barrett, Oprah Winfrey, Taylor Swift, have all had in empowering women. Now, it is up to us to continue paving the way towards gender equality for everyone. My term as president of the Pokemon Club was short and not so sweet, but I will never stop fighting the gender biases that affect leadership today. Instead of being seen as dramatic, shrill, and underqualified, I will aim to be perceived as passionate, assertive, and overqualified. I'm a little rusty from 12 years ago, but I think I'll run for president again. A vote for Lynn is a vote that wins. Lynn 2024. I hope to lead you there. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Julia. Give me 1 minute and we will move on to the next competitor, which is Ashley. So Ashley, give me 1 second.
While Zane has his 1 second, I want to thank our judges. Just real quick, if you could, we have 3 judges, guest judges from Toastmasters. If you just quickly introduce yourself to everybody on here and kind of, this will give Ashley a little time to intermission.
Sure, I'll go first. Hi, everyone. My name is Abby Wheeler. I am part of the District 50 Toastmasters, and my home club is Dallas Speaks Plano. Is the corporate club at USAA. We're located here in Plano, and I'm happy to be here with you guys today.
Thank you.
I'll go next.
Well, okay, you go first.
Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. My name is Gretel Molina. I'm the president of the PMI Dallas Toastmasters Club. And I'm just really thankful to be here and excited about hearing all the speeches. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you.
I muted myself instead of starting video. Hi, I'm Courtney. I am a member of the same club that Abby is in, Dallas Speaks Plano, at the USA offices, and I'm excited to be part of this this competition. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you. I'll turn it back over to Zane.
So quick note for everyone on the call, because I'm screen sharing the timer for the competitors to see, you might actually have to resize the competitor on your screen, but everyone should be able to do that. So next up, we will have Ashley.
Okay, just to make sure one more time, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. And Ashley, can you see the timer?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the time.
At the young age of 8, I picked up my best friend from my local PetSmart. His name was Mr. Fishy Fins. We blew lots of bubbles, played pretend mermaid, and even went swimming together. But he died the next morning. That's right, Mr. Fishy Fins had gone to the great ocean in the sky. I was overcome with emotion. Mr. Fishy Fins was the first fish I ever lost. I looked to my mom for guidance and support on how to overcome the inner turmoil I felt bubbling up inside me. With a pat on my head, she told me to cheer up. There are more fish in the sea and at PetSmart. With the promise of a new fish, my grief was ushered away with no real sense of closure. My first encounter with grief left me floundering, and I'm not alone. According to the Recovery Village, an organization that offers comprehensive treatment, 12.5 million people in the US struggle to process the loss of a loved one. People are dying every second, or to be more specific, 1.8 people are dying every second, as reported by the World Life Expectancy Organization, that keeps a literal death clock to track how many people have died in the world. By the time I finish my speech, more than 1,000 people will have died. That's a weighty number. It might even cause us to pause. But unless one of those deaths is someone we know, it passes over us without any real sense of grief or longing. This casual relationship with death is now invading how we respond to grief when that staggering statistic hits close to home. Namely, we are struggling to process our grief in a healthy and meaningful way. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. So today, through the 4-way test, let's change this truth to bring about justice, goodwill, friendship, and benefits to anyone and everyone affected by grief. Grief, a 5-letter word with 5 universal stages, is a topic that is more taboo than talking about your paycheck, the recent vaccine, or coming clean about your jean size. In our contemporary society, there is intense pressure to be fine no matter our personal situation, which completely overlooks the 5 stages of grief, first proposed by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her 1969 book, On Death and Dying. These steps include denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. We hide behind this facade because we don't know how to embrace the process of loss, partially because we don't have time to even begin processing it. Harvard Business Review reports in August of 2019 that the corporate world gives an average of 1 to 3 days off of work for the loss of an immediate family member. Less than 72 hours to process the loss of a loved one is the average time someone would get to recover from a cold. But grief isn't a disease, it's a state of dis-ease. When we don't even have a second to actually process what happened, to see that we are humans with emotions, we start consuming ourselves in everything but grief. As a result, Doctor of Psychology Andy Davidson stresses that our feelings stay buried until we reach a breaking point. While grief may look different from person to person, giving time and space to those who are walking through the 5 stages is, or at least should be, universal. Without a doubt, the physical, mental, and psychological impacts of bereavement are devastating. Grief is capable of taking over every aspect of our lives. Health Direct finds in March of 2020 that grief may weaken the immune system, affect appetite, and lead to anxiety attacks. Along with our body's natural reaction to grief comes waves of withdrawal and out of our norm activities. Because when we're grieving, we're simply not ourselves. on President's Day of last year, a fatal crash involving 3 teenagers occurred a few streets away from mine. Little did I know, one of the 3 teenagers was Wang Yuxuan. Wang Yuxuan, Ocean Wang, was in my Chinese class. He walks me to my car every day and had just told me days before how him and his girlfriend were accepted into their dream college. He was filled with happiness and excitement for his future, all to be cut short in a moment's time. I refused to talk to anyone for the next however many days, unable to process that he was gone. Every day I would drive to the crash scene where they shared their final laugh, where their lives flashed before them, where their final breath left them, where their futures were taken away from them. And everyone else around me went about their days as if nothing changed. No time to process, I was given no time to accept. I couldn't accept their death. I couldn't accept that I still had a need for food or sleep. I couldn't accept that I still needed to think about grades. I couldn't accept that no one seemed ready or willing to acknowledge their lives and celebrate them. I couldn't accept that grief seemed unacceptable. So, how can we face the grief in front of us? While we can't exactly prevent death and loss, we certainly can take steps to prepare for grief in our everyday lives. For instance, make an effort to say, I love you to those you care about whenever you're ending a conversation, even after having a bad day or getting in an argument. You never know which I love you is the last. Even a simple drive safe, take care will do, as long as your last words to a loved one aren't words you'll regret. Life is fragile, so little could change so much. And for those who have been indirectly affected by grief or have not experienced grief yet, you can still be a part of the solution. When we see those around us grieving, we automatically move to offer up words of comfort, such as, they're in a better place, you'll get over it with time, or they wouldn't want to see you unhappy. While well-intentioned, they often make those who are grieving feel guilt about the pain they're experiencing. Mental Health America recommends that the best way to help those through the grieving process is by providing practical and tangible support. Offer to take their shift at work, go grocery shopping for them. Even a small token of comfort, such as surprising them with their favorite Starbucks drink, can go a long way. And finally, find growth in your grief. In processing the loss of my friend, I became closer with Ocean's other friends at school, which resulted in a lot more tears, but it more so cultivated a positive community where we could support one another as we navigated through our grief. Sharing the story of those we've lost allows their memory to live on, as it creates a permanent impact on our lives and the lives of those around us. I told Ocean's story and shared our happy memories with teachers, parents, and now you. His short-lived yet meaningful life deserves more than a brief mention in local articles. I need to live out the life that Ocean can't live anymore, which marks the beginning of a new chapter in life, the chapter of reminiscing Ocean in everything I do.
Great job. While Zane's setting up for Noel, I will kind of ad lib. For those that don't know, we, as I mentioned before, we had the all-city contest on Saturday via Zoom, and our club member, Ginny Orth, arranged it all with the help of the Plano Senior High School Interact Club. So I know Debbie O'Reilly should be proud of her school. And this was students from all different schools, West, Senior, East, I think Williams, McMillan, I'm trying to think who, we basically all high school students in Plano, as well as private schools and homeschool students, and John Paul too, Antonio, were invited. So we've never done it via Zoom before, so that was exciting. So I guess my question is, Zane, are you ready for Noel?
Yes, I am ready.
Noel, are you ready? All right, Noel, take it away.
Okay, Noel, real quick, I want to check that you can see the timer. Can you see the timer?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the time.
Good morning. Today, let's discover the importance of computer science education. We all have a computer, and most of us use it every day. In fact, we're using one right now. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say is, computers are a very large part of our lives today. Unfortunately, most of us do not know how a computer actually works. That is to say, learned computer science. While there may be many causes for this, the main cause is a lack of computer science courses in high schools. This is something that should not be ignored. In fact, I believe it should be addressed by adding more courses to more schools. But is this a good choice? Will it help people, help the community, and help society? Well, we can use Rotary's famous four-way test to find the answer to our question. The first question on the test is it the truth? Is there really a lack of computer science courses in high schools? This is the truth as stated earlier. The state of computer science education, which is a verifiable source made up of multiple organizations devoted to computer science, found that 47% of high schools have a computer science course. You heard that right, less than half. If you don't believe them, there are other sources with nearly identical results as well. A report done by Google found that 60% of principals who participated in their survey claimed to have a computer science course in their high schools. Well, now that we know as a statistical and therefore undeniable fact, there are not enough computer science courses in high schools, let us move on to the next question. Is it fair? It is in fact very fair to add these courses to more schools. Every student deserves the right to education, and seeing that according to code.org, that 90% of parents want their children to participate in a computer science course, it only makes sense to add these courses to more schools. Additionally, women are 10 times more likely, and Black and Latino ethnicities are 7 times more likely to take a college degree in computer science if they were introduced to it in high school. This is especially important as computer science is a field where the majority of workers are male and ethnic variety is very minimal. But computer science education can change that by increasing equality. Equality and fairness can be used interchangeably, since everything that is equal is fair, and most things that are fair are bound to be equal. So it is safe to say that computer science education will also bring fairness to the computer science field. The third question on the four-way test is, will it bring goodwill and better friendships? Yet again, I can prove that more computer science courses would make this statement true. It has become a common stereotype for people to believe that computer science is only for computer lovers or nerds, but this is not true. 54% of students say they enjoy computer science after they were introduced to it. This could lead to new friendships, as two random children who have nothing in common now both have a very high chance of liking computer science. Computer science education can also bring goodwill. And while most of the examples are situational, one prime example is simply giving a course for children to learn is and should be considered an act of kindness. Even computer science itself can bring goodwill, as computer science is only limited by humanity's imagination. For example, in the future, computer science could help those with dyslexia be able to read online websites and help those with serious health conditions with the help of advanced machines. Finally, is it beneficial? As I stated earlier, computer science is a very important part of society today. Many businesses and services use computer science not only to promote their business, but to make a profit as well. And they are very successful. I mean, who hasn't heard of Google, Amazon, and literally any social media platform ever created? Computer science also allows for easier communication between people. Many people have a computer and phone, or a phone, and a large reason for that is because they want to talk with faraway relatives, friends, and others as well. Computer science also allows for more entertainment between people. Back to what I mentioned earlier, almost everyone has a computer and a phone in society today, and they are bound to watch a video, play a video game, or read just to pass the time at one point when they have that device. Even the government uses computer science to protect confidential information and publish information for the public to read as well. I would like to conclude with a quote that Steve Ballmer once said, "Computer science is the operating system for all innovation." As you can see, society will need computer science, not only for its maintenance, but for its development as well. It is a good choice to add these courses, as seen from the four-way text. It is true, there are not enough computer science courses in high schools. It is fair to add these courses to more high schools. It has a good purpose and it will benefit everybody, whether directly or indirectly. If we were to consider 70% to be passing, then that 47% should be considered a failure. But we still have the opportunity to fix it before there are any negative mistakes. And there really is only one way to fix it. And that's by adding that simple computer science course to more high schools. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming here today. So what I'd like to do now is send the judges to the breakout rooms. So judges, you will have approximately 10 minutes to rank our competitors first, second, and third, and finalize your ballot sheets. From there, you will send those ballots to Jenny. She provided some instructions in a previous email. The competitors, please stay on this meeting with us. We'd like to talk to you and get to know you a little bit more. So judges, I'll be sending you to breakout rooms right now.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Zane, and thank you, judges, as you move in there. But what we're going to do here is I'd like to have the participants, Julia, Ashley, and Noel, tell us a little bit about yourselves. So let's do in reverse order. No, we'll give Noel a little break. So Julia, you get to go first. Tell us about who you are and how you found out about this contest and what you plan on doing after this year.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Julia. I'm a senior at Plano Senior High School. I've been competing in Rotary four-way test contests since I was a freshman. And this is, I guess, my final year. So that's really exciting, kind of sad, but we're gonna enjoy it while we can. As for my plans after high school, I'm probably going to the University of Texas, Austin. And if I do end up going there, I will be attending their business school, and I will also be double majoring in their Plan 2 honors program. Other than that, in the future, I hope to, continue doing Rotary. I've been involved in it for the past 3 years. So going strong, and I hope to continue it in the future.
Thank you. Ashley, tell us the same, who you are, how you found out about this, and what are you going to be doing after this school year is over?
Yes, so hi guys, my name is Ashley, and I'm also a senior in high school, and I'm also a senior at Plano Senior. So right now I've been doing speech, specifically speech since I was a freshman. So no, actually that doesn't count. I've been doing speech since I was a sophomore and competitively as a junior. So this is only like formally my second year, but I've been involved in the speech and debate community for a while. I heard about Rotary, I've always heard about Rotary, but I've never been involved. But Julia introduced me to this speech contest, and I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to speak to everyone, or basically share about what I truly care about. And as for future plans, I'm not exactly decided on a college yet. I have, I've already rejected a few options from early decision, but those were NYU and Emory. But I hopefully will be, okay. I've heard from a few UC schools, but I'm really hoping Dream School, Columbia, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get, it's okay, oversharing now, but I'm also accepted into the University of Texas at Austin, And I will also be, if I do go to that school, or if I do go to UT Austin, I will be attending McCombs as well, their business program. And yeah, what else about me? I have 3 younger siblings. They're all adorable. Yeah, that's about it. I have class in an hour. No, in 2 hours. I'm enjoying senior year. It's been really chill because I only have 5 classes. I have 2 senior releases. So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Ashley. All right, Noelle, the same for you. Tell us about you, who you are, how you found out about this contest, and what are you going to do after this school year?
Hi, my name is Noel. I'm a freshman at Williams High School. I learned this competition from my professional communications teacher, and I was a bit like wary at first because I'm kind of an introvert and I don't like speaking in front of crowds. But then I decided to do it, and I actually really enjoyed making my speech and speaking it for people. After this year, I plan to do this competition again, and yeah, that's about it for me. College-wise, I haven't really planned on anything besides trying to get some scholarships and signing up for anything that can give me scholarships, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. You know, originally I was going to say, let's do a little brags with Mike, but I really would like to open up the floor to ask these amazing students some questions from our Rotarians and guests that are here. So anybody like to ask them some questions? No one. How about our resident, oh, did Debbie leave? I was gonna say our resident Plano Senior High School teacher. I figured she'll be good ones. Okay, well, what's really exciting for me is one, Noelle, I love the fact that you're a freshman and you stepped up. Given that you are an introvert, I couldn't have noticed that. I loved it that your school actually had a number of students enroll, and we do things with Williams. Like I said, one of our club members who happens to work for school, the school district, his wife actually works at Williams. And so I'm glad that you participated, and please remain involved with the contest going forward. And then those that might, well, let me go with who Ashley. I actually met Ashley in, what was that, November, when I was block walking for the presidential election. And I knocked on her door, and her 3 adorable siblings I saw, and her grandfather, and she was the one that spoke English. And then I don't know how it came up. We found out that she was actually best friends with somebody else I know named Julia Lynn. So it's kind of, this is the first time I've seen Ashley since November when I was knocking on her door. And so that was kind of, I was excited to see her again. And then Julia, for those that don't know, she founded and started the Clark High School Interact Club when she was a sophomore. And now she's president of the Plano Senior High School Interact Club. And so when she says she does a lot with Rotary, she has. And so it's kind of exciting to see, this is a first, well, Fred, Glenn, when's the last time we've done a 4-way test speech contest as a club?
It's probably been 5 or 6 years at least. You know, I tried to get Plano East, Plano, and Plano West together. It was not a match made in heaven, I guarantee you.
Well, we did it this year. This was the all-city contest that was last Saturday, was a partnership between Plano West Rotary, Plano East Rotary, Plano Sunrise Rotary, and Plano Metro Rotary. Tomorrow, Plano Metro is going to have their identical contest. On Thursday, Plano East Rotary is going to have this, obviously different students. And then next month, Plano Sunrise is going to be having theirs. So we finally made it happen. And are the judges, Zane, are you here? Are the judges ready to come out?
I'm about to hop into the room
Okay.
and check that they're ready. So
And I want to give credit where credit's due. The judges are making the judges, so everything we're saying
in one.
Hey
Gotcha.
everyone. I just wanted to check in and see if the ratings are finalized. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'll do now is I'll move you three to the main room, and one of you can announce who got first, second, and third. So which one is going to do that?
Gretel, do you want to do it? Do you have the names of the contestants?
Let's see. Julia Lynn, Ashley Pan, and Noel Varghese. Yes, I have the names.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. So then I will move you three to the main room, and you guys can announce, I'll introduce you once more and then say that you'll announce the top three results. So I will move you back in just a second. Thank you so much, by the way. I really appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
Zane, when the recording stopped.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay, so the judges are ready, so I'm going to move them back to the main session. So they'll be here in less than 30 seconds. All right. So before the judges announce results, I want to thank everyone, all the judges for being here today. We really, really appreciate you taking time to listen to our competitors and, just taking time out of your day. So without further ado, I believe one of the judges will now announce the top three results.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to first thank you for the opportunity of judging this event. This is a very interesting experience. I did not expect this high level of quality in the delivery of all the stitches. Just so you know, the qualifications were unanimous, so it was pretty easy. Now, the difficult thing is to judge because they were all excellent and they were great in different ways. The topics, the delivery, they all had their strengths and obviously their weaknesses, but it was a marvelous experience, and it's pretty clear to see that this is a very strong club. Okay, the third place goes to, and please correct me if I say any of the names incorrectly. The third place goes to Noel Varghese. Congratulations, Noel, you did an excellent job. You'll receive the strengths and the weaknesses in your ballot. Amazing delivery. The second place goes to Ashley Pan. Congratulations, Ashley. And the first place is for Julia Lynn. We were enchanted by the speeches, so thank you very much. Congratulations, and please keep going on this Toastmasters journey. Back to you, Zane.
Perfect. Now I'm actually going to hand it over to Alex to talk about what's going to happen for our next week's meeting.
Yes. Well, once again, thank you, judges. Thank you, Toastmasters. For those that don't know, Rotary International has a global partnership with Toastmasters International. And a lot of people don't know that. And so when if you go into myrotary.org, you're going to see a lot of Toastmaster training courses, documentation, online training courses that Toastmasters is doing on behalf of Rotary. And then Rotary, our part of the partnership, we're wanting to give volunteer opportunities to Toastmasters. So one of the things that our club wants to take a next step is to start partnering with some of these Toastmaster clubs. And so we can work together. This has been a Rotary Toastmaster partnership, I think, for 3 years now. And so hopefully this will be the beginning of greater things to come. So I do want to thank Courtney, Abby, and Gretel as well for just making time out of your day. And I also want to thank our competitors. For those that don't know, the first, second, third place, the first place, we're going to give them a scholarship of $250. So that goes to Julia Lynn. Ashley Pan, I apologize. She's going to get a scholarship of $150. And then Noelle is going to get a scholarship of $100. Now, Julia, our club is sponsoring her to compete in the virtual four-way test speech contest for District 5810, which is in May. And she will have the opportunity of winning up to $1,000 for first place. I think it's $750 for second place and $500 for third and fourth place. And then you get plaques as well. So, and then if something happens and Julia cannot compete, Ashley will take her spot. And if Ashley can't compete, then Noelle will take her spot. So these three are representing our club. And so thank you very much. Now, what I'd like to, yes, everybody clap for everybody. Now, as traditional for our meetings, we make a donation in our guest speakers' names. Well, we had 7 guest speakers today. So we have Julia Lynn, Ashley Pan, Noelle Varghese, Gretel, Courtney, Abby, and Zane. So each one of you, we're going to make a $10 donation in your name. And so in appreciation of your time and program, Plano West Rotary will donate $10 in your name to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund. Together with the 2-to-1 matching funds from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, this $10 will turn into $30, which will provide a polio vaccine for 50 children. And for those that are not affiliated with Rotary, we want you to know that Rotary is using our polio infrastructure to aid in the vaccination of COVID-19 in underserved or in developing countries. So your donation is not only going to eradicate polio, it's also going to disseminate the COVID-19 vaccination in underdeveloped countries. So thank you very much for being a part of our club, our speakers, our judges, and Zane for doing this. He's always our club superstar. So I want to thank everybody for being here. And I also want to say next week, definitely attend. We're going to have Rotarian Duncan Webb, who's a Collin County commissioner. He's going to present to our club the state of Collin County. And I asked him not to talk about COVID because we get so much COVID talking. So we're going to hear what else is going on in Collin County that's not related to COVID. So if anybody's heard Duncan speak, but he's a great civil servant. Like I said, he's a Rotarian. He does a lot. And I know he goes to church with a few people in our club as well. And so with that, I would like to have Clevie, our new member as of a week. She is going to lead us. Oh, also new member as of a week, and she is on our board of directors with Joy. We just elected them last week. Clevie is going to lead us in the 4-way test. Take it away.
Fantastic. The 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Rotary. And because of these 3 amazing speeches, now we all understand the 4-way test better. What a great way to end the meeting. Everybody, have a great week and thank you very much.